Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 4. Today we're doing another seasonal championship, Grit and Determination, which is A-Class Sports Utility Heroes. And yeah, we're having a different car to get us there today, because I've been in the Bentley a while now, so I thought I'd go in my new favourite car, which is the Lexus RCF. Decidedly quicker than the Bentley, but it still has a V8 and rear-wheel drive, so it's not entirely different, but still a great car in its own right. So yeah, let's see what cars we're going to be getting in. We'll have at least what cars to choose from, so yeah, let's take a look. So it's going to be 3 races again, as usual.
Just make sure you wrap up warm.
And yeah, we've got an Alfa Romeo to choose from, a Bentley, a pair of BMWs, a Dodge Durango, a Jaguar I-Pace, a pair of Jeeps, the same Lamborghini Urus pretty much outside of, with the concept of being yeah, vaguely the same kind of vehicle, but the more production friendly version is the better car. Then we've got a Land Rover, a Maserati, and a brace of Porsches. We've got basically 2 versions of the same car, Cayenne and Macan. I think we're going to go for an old favourite in the Alfa Romeo, because it's pretty light for a SUV of its type. As you can see, the Bentley, both BMWs, Durango, I-Pace, pretty much everything is heavier than it. Yeah, the only things that are lighter than it are the Macans, which is no surprise because they're really rather small. So yeah, let's see what the Alfa Romeo can do for us. It's got that beautiful V6 engine under the hood, more than 500 horsepower, which is a fair old amount for a lightweight mid-size SUV like this. Obviously expect more than 500 horsepower from a much larger SUV like a Land Rover or Mercedes or whatever, but for a mid-size SUV to have all that power from a really rather nice engine is pretty unique. Even the Macans, which are similarly sized, though a little bit lighter, do not have anywhere near the horsepower of this. So yeah, it's a great car overall, and I really do like the look of it, even though generally I'm not a fan of these smaller SUVs, but this is one of those few ones that I actually really do like, because it's actually properly sporty. Topped along though by that engine, which is also used in their saloon car, the Gelia. So yeah, we've just had a few cars announced for the next series, which isn't next week, it's the week after. But yeah, we've got the GMC Typhoon and Cyclone making a return, which we haven't had since Forza Motorsport 7 in regards to the Cyclone. But we haven't had the Typhoon, I think, since Forza Motorsport 4. I might be wrong in saying that, but that's the last time I remember driving that. It's basically the same car, but with a more interior space, because it's not got a pickup bed like the Cyclone does. But I'm glad both of them are on, finally. And yeah, we're getting a new 6x6 as well. I think it's a Ford Velociraptor to go alongside the Mercedes-Benz 6x6, which is good to see. I like weird vehicles like that, to be honest. It will certainly prove rather formidable on off-road courses. I'm surprised that the Lamborghini is up front, because that is the most powerful car that we can choose from. And even though it's not the lightest car here, it's far from the heaviest. Yeah, and we're not going to be able to challenge that 600 horsepower, even with our lighter vehicle. Second place isn't bad. We've certainly had far worse starts to championships, and it still at the end of the day gives us 16 points. We weren't all that far behind the Lamborghini Urus, less than half a second, but That's all you need to win. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, let's get on to the second race. Right, the Alfa Romeo stood us in good stead there, giving us a solid second place, but obviously we can do better and need to do better if we're going to win the championship. So yeah, I think on the whole we need a bit more power. Now, obviously the I-Pace isn't going to be one of those cars to give us that kind of power, even though it does have more torque, it has more weight and less in the way of horsepower. And on the whole, I think everyone was really disappointed with how slow it was. I think a lot of people were expecting a Tesla incarnation, and it just isn't that. But yeah, it could do a lot worse. But yeah, I think in terms of power, we should go for the most powerful vehicle here. It's not the Urus like I thought it was in the previous race, because I forgot about the Trackhawk, which is the Hellcat incarnation of the Jeep Grand Cherokee. On the whole, I do prefer the SRT just because it's a bit more civilized and a bit more off-road orientated. But yeah, there's no doubt that this Trackhawk is a beast in terms of power and yeah, torque. Though it does weigh a fair old amount. 5,350 pounds is, as you can see, nearly £1,000 over the Alfa Romeo, but it has more than 200 horsepower extra and a hell of a lot more torque, so it should hopefully do better than the Alfa Romeo. Though, yeah, handling is going to be on the trickier side, because yeah, asking 700 horsepower from a car that is, you know, lower and lighter is a big deal in the first place. Never mind asking 700 horsepower to be dealt with in a SUV, which is obviously far higher riding, far heavier, and yeah, got a higher centre of gravity as well. Yeah, there's no doubt this is going to be a quick car. It's just whether or not we can use all of that power. Oh dear, goddamn Fiesta on the driving line there. I have seemed to have caused a pile-up though, by accident. Do apologise. Always forget that the traffic AI are usually on the driving line. Fair bit of understeer in this car as well. Clear the path for me, Jeep. Yeah, the SRT is definitely the more manageable vehicle as well. Don't know whether or not that is an SRT that's racing alongside me, but this needs to have more control than I do. No, it's SRT, I think. Doesn't have the same kind of bumper, I don't think. No. Another reason I prefer the SRT as well is its power is more usable on a more daily basis. There's nowhere, I think, in real life that a SRT is going to be quicker in terms of daily life than this is. Or slower even than this is. Come on, gain on the Lamborghini. It seems more power there did not make up for the extra weight and the lack of handling, because yeah, 4th place is twice as worse as it was with the Alfa Romeo, which is a bit of a shame. And we've dropped back to 3rd, so yeah, we're going to have to bring out the big guns in the next race. So yeah, let's get on to the 3rd and final race. Right, so by bringing out the big guns, obviously I mean getting in the Cayenne. I know it's not the best of vehicles in terms of looks, and yeah, you can certainly do better in terms of more charismatic and prettier cars, but there's no doubting that this can get the job done when it needs to, and yeah, it's got a hell of a lot of horsepower, not quite as much as the Trackhawk, but certainly more than the Alfa Romeo, and it's also got more torque than the Alfa Romeo, again, though not quite as much as the Trackhawk, but it weighs significantly less than the Trackhawk, slightly more than the Alfa Romeo, but not by a lot. And yeah, as you can see, handling and braking is better than the Trackhawk as well. In terms of handling over the Alfa Romeo, it's also better. So yeah, there's no doubt that this is probably the vehicle to go for, and it's even better than the Macan, which is in terms of handling, which is also lighter. So yeah, let's see what the Cayenne can do. I don't like it in a lot of ways, but I do respect it, especially since, you know, it's far from the lightest of SUVs, and yet it's better handling than some of the lighter ones as well. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of top-notch engineering that goes into this car, which has pretty much been the case for all of the Cayenne versions. So let's hope that this can bring out the win that we need to secure this championship. And even though I'm not much of a fan of the car itself, I do really rather like the engine. So the Dodge Durango is trying to kill the BMW there. Can't really blame it, because that X6M is awful. And there's been a pile-up because of a snow gritting machine. Really is grit and determination. Haha. Keep up with the German Wonder Boy now. Well, that's helped. Won't be the first time that the AI has got in the way, but usually it's on my part that they're getting in the way. But I can relax because after somebody's slid into a wall. As you can see, it's a lot more stable at higher speeds than the Trackhawk was. Did not expect the Land Rover to veer out in front of me there. Hope a win is enough, and it's not going to be down to who's where in the leaderboard. I think the Lamborghini has the slight legs on me in terms of horsepower, but not enough to gain the distance that I had over it. Right, is that enough? Yes, it is. Yay! So yeah, there we go. Not the smoothest of championships, but we've certainly done far worse, and yeah, 2 podium positions, including a win, is not half bad. Just wish that second race wasn't a poor 4th. But otherwise, yeah, really rather good, and yeah, the Alfa Romeo, though, is still my favourite of the 3, even though it didn't get us a win. Second place was hardly bad, and yeah, on the whole, it's the one I'd go for because it's just better looking, it's got a more charismatic engine, and it's lighter as well, which is always a good thing when it comes to SUVs. So yeah, on the whole, that's the one I choose, but the Cayenne is undoubtedly one of the best SUVs out there, even though it's ugly as sin. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you with the next one. Bye.